Hello, back with another weekly challenge video. This week it's Sidewinder, Blood Pact, Relentless, and Specialist. I don't think I've played Relentless before. I like this affix a lot. It makes all the enemies move faster and spawn more often. So, a lot more enemies to kill. And as long as you have enough bullets, you'll be able to blast through this a lot faster. Start of the build's really normal, just going for Bloom Cannon, and I'm going to build it into Induration. And then I think Assurance is like especially powerful. It's already probably the strongest shell protocol. And more enemies to kill, it means more, you can pick up their sparks still and shoot faster. Assurance just really good. I think it's definitely the key to going fast in this challenge. You see reroll for the Assurance here. This wave is actually like super slow. You see my pet gets outranged. I also spawned 2 traps right away, which is like really good RNG, but then boss runs the opposite direction and only ends up running into one of them. So there's definitely like a good 5 seconds to save on that boss wave. You'll see that there's so many enemies spawning so quickly. I'm not doing the normal thing I do with Assurance, where I kind of let some build up. I am just constantly running towards enemies, picking up their sparks to fire more shots, to kill more enemies. It's really fast. And right here you'll see the Specialist come in. I don't actually pick Blood Temple like I would normally. I pick Missile Circus. And you see the first one I stood directly inside the boss and hit it, just so it all guaranteed hits the boss instead of hitting any of the trash enemies. And the reason for that is I found Missile Circus plus Strike Reflex, which is whenever you crit, you get an extra special charge. And spoiler, that's the next shell protocol I pick. I found that combo is kind of like a little mini Assurance, where it just spawns a bunch more things that kill enemies. You see here, there's always enemies on my screen. It's always saturated, so I just don't have enough bullets to kill all of the enemies that the game is spawning. So I pick up the Strike Reflex, and now I just spam Missile Circus. It's also pretty good for killing this boss wave. Crouch Mirage usually that's a slow point in runs, but that's a super powerful combo. Strike Reflex and Missile Circus. I completed the Induration, so now my Bloom Cannon's going to be just turbo one-shotting mobs when it crits. I don't have any additional crit modifiers here. Usually the crit modifier you would want to use is Last Resort, which is the lower your HP is, the more crit you get. But with Blood Pact, you're basically always going to be 100% HP, so that shell protocol actually does like nothing. So the one I'd want to see is Lethal Strikes, which I believe I get later in the run. But you'll see here I'm just spamming Missile Circus as much as I can. I'm still just running around into the enemies, picking up their sparks, and shooting more enemies. And just generally trying to grab like force damage, potency, attack speed, crit. Crit's probably the most important one, but yeah. You'll see here, I'm putting a purple gem on my Soul River, which by the way I picked Soul River. That's just the best heavy weapon because it shoots 3 bullets for every 1 shot, so it has like a similar synergy with the resonances as Bloom Cannon. They're pretty normal. Just Bloom Cannon and Soul River are just the best weapons in the game right now. And I'm building towards another Induration rather than what I would normally do is put Fulguration on it, which is crits spawn light beams that apply burn damage to anything it hits. And the reason for that is I don't think that burn damage is enough to really do anything unless you have a big damage buff from something like in a normal run you would have Blood Temple, and then that burn damage would do something. Here I got the Lethal Strikes. The Demolisher is also tempting, which is why I'm taking a little bit of time here. Just because a lot of my damage is from that Missile Circus, and 50% force damage would be nice. But I decided to pick up the Lethal Strikes, and I think that's correct. Just because the Resonance is doing more damage than that, and it has to crit to proc the Resonance, so... But yeah, this the reason I like this affix so much is it just makes the runs so fast-paced. You see, it's even with Assurance, Strike Reflex, and Missile Circus, there's still just constantly mobs on my screen. Like, it's just fully saturated. I wonder if there's a faster run, or a faster build you could run for this. Just because, especially looking back on this, I can tell there's just too many enemies to kill. It's just... this is the build that I could think of that just spawns the most things to kill enemies, as quickly as possible. And I think I'm a good minute ahead of everyone else on the leaderboard currently. I did this run pretty early in the week, but when I'm recording this commentary, it's Saturday, so there's only one day left in the challenge, and I'm still a good minute ahead of people. So I don't think anyone else has found anything better than this. Here, I'm just thinking, are there any shell protocols I really care about to use the rerolls on? I don't think so, so I'm considering taking the Revive, just because Revive's super nice. It really sucks to throw a good run super late. And also just having the Revive kind of gives you the safety net to play super aggressively and kind of gain time from doing that without actually risking dying. And here I'm just thinking about what to put on my Annihilator. I just decided to put Purple Gem on it for more damage. I don't think I actually build it into Induration. Pretty sure I build it into a Liquefaction just to have the... at this point I'm basically just planning to two-phase the last boss since I don't have a significant amount of burn damage. But having a little bit of burn damage is still pretty good for the last boss, just because you can build up that burn damage in the first phase, and then it continues to tick as you kill him in the second phase. So it's just a little bit of extra bonus damage. Normally your third resonance doesn't really matter that much. In this case, it doesn't really matter that much. I could put basically anything I want on there. Just picking up the crit. Maybe proc some more strike reflexes. Yeah, whatever. I see the Lightstone. I always get excited when I see a Lightstone, but it's not actually good in this build. But Blood Pact just means you're full HP all the time anyways. So I just reroll, get another crit gem. So I'm guaranteed to have that Liquefaction on the last boss if I want it. And I do want it, so... Funny, the start of this wave was about, 540, and a shortcut I have for when I'm doing normal speedruns of this game is it takes about a minute from the start of wave 19 to killing the last boss. But this is not a normal speedrun. You'll see it's a lot faster than a minute. Boom, done with that wave in 40 seconds. And you'll see I'm debating just going for the Induration. I decided I have some rerolls. I'm guaranteed Liquefaction anyways. Might as well reroll, see if I can get a big blue gem. And I did get a big blue gem. I have the Revive, so I can just play super aggressively here. I'm just going to stand right on top of the boss, spam my Missile Circus. Yeah, you see I proc the Revive, and want to get for a normal speedrun that would be an insane time. So this is a really fun affix. Definitely recommend checking it out. You should still have at least a couple hours left by the time this video is posted. So for sure check out this weekly challenge. It's super fun. All right. Catch you later.